Comparison is the thief of joy. And who am I but one of God's toys? Who am I but a mere mortal, a shadow whose flickering light is begging to be blown out? I must use my days with zeal unmatched to avoid my fate's mortal traps and embrace the existence that awaits. I must unreservedly pursue my fate.
Paris, what a surprise. What brings you here? Under what guise?
Aphrodite, I just couldn't wait to see you, the goddess of beauty with beauty so true.
Please, Paris, you shower me with charm, but your words only cause your good looks.
And just what harm do my words cause?
All the harm in the world. When you dance, Paris, give me your hand.
When I dance? Yes, and?
When you dance, you lose sight of your words. You disappear under the curse of things not worth escaping your mouth.
Only breath, only breath.
Only is a word saved for the lonely. This dancing and this movement, this wondrous bliss. Only breath needs to accompany it, and only this.
Only breath. So shall we dance?
I suppose I must offer you the chance. This is too much fun. This is more brightness than all of the sun.
The sun never shone quite like you did.
Aren't you just as sappy as a man?
When it comes to love, I was always an addict.
Do you think I'm like Narcissus?
Far from it.
How do you figure? If my gaze forever spent in this mirror, I fear sometimes beauty can be a disease.
Yes, that it could be. Except for the fact that you see. You see the inherent flaws in self-absorption despite being blessed with the fairest proportions. You pause to consider its nature, and in such considerations, you transcend Narcissus.
I suppose that's very true. It's not just my beauty I'm enraptured with, it's the world's and all of life's, and especially you. Beauty exists in our dancing, from our box steps to your dips.
And if loving such beauty makes you narcissistic, that makes one narcissist I wish to stick with. Words, 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 can't they wait? I said, can't they wait? Athena, the queen of her books and her brain, but if she lost one of them, I think she'd go insane.
I was reading The Cave, though it seems some mortals never escape.
Athena, what are you reading?
It's nothing but a tale of forgotten
Oh,
lore.
surely it can't be so stale. That book is breathing.
Truthfully, Paris, it's a bore.
Oh, I never understood you. The goddess of wisdom with mental prowess abounding, only to leave without a single novel being found.
Who's to say I find no such great novel?
Claimed it wasn't breathing. It's dead.
When it comes to certain mortals' words, why bother?
Is that how you feel towards me, dear friend?
Proceed back to your silence, you witty fool. I imagine you take pride in turning me imbecile. Me, Athena, finally finding someone as contemplative. If only we had some more centuries of time to play with.
You don't think our love can outlast me?
I think the very absurdity of your question gives its answer.
You know what I mean.
Paris, well, I think it best we shall share beautiful banter.
And divine conversations.
Conversations of intellect bursting.
Then what more can we ask for? Beyond divine conversation and lovely love. What more?
Perhaps nothing. Perhaps nothing but time, and I fear that requires something a tad more divine.
Well, I love you. In this short interval, nonetheless.
And I, too, find this interval one of the best. Paris, I was thinking for... Paris! Will you ever be contained?
I hope not for all my fate.
As do I. In any case, I was thinking that perhaps a vacation of hours is in order. While your years pass, my eyes may be blinking. I'd ensure not to take a third of your life. Nay, a quarter.
A quarter of my entire life?
But well, surely you'd offer more to a wife.
It's not the time that worries me.
Paris, allow me to dispel any word. I'm the goddess of beauty. I mean, that comes a life of dreams and fantasies, never to be undone. But among the wonders of such an existence comes a need to remove all inhibitions. I don't have time to waste in much the same way as you, because I wake up and as much as a century will pass.
Aphrodite, that's not what I asked.
Paris, I don't recall you asking anything.
Sorry. You're right. You are.
Well, surely I am. I've outlived the stars.
A quarter of my life.
And will shine with uncontested light. I just don't want to postpone any more days.
I find it hard to argue with such ways. How much of your life do you want to spend with me?
Paris, any fraction of mine is not. Yours are the ones whose numbers are off.
Fine, why not all of it with me?
It's all of my life outlives yours.
No, not all of yours, mine.
Paris, I'm telling you this for the last time. You don't understand your own death. What it means for you to take a breath, it's not in the same way that I wake up and live. Your heart pumps blood I wish I could give. This infinitude of wisdom is as much a vice as a virtue, and it's never quite as nice as the company of someone that I can share it with. And that, Paris, that's what you have to give.
The company.
Your thoughts, your mind, your dichotomous time.
And you feel equally?
No, well, not equally. Yours is still finding. But teeming with ideas so bright and some thoughts so dark and confused that I too can sometimes sympathize with you. It's rare finding that immortal in a man.
And you're afraid you'll never find that again?
I'm afraid in a century I won't remember it again.
A quarter of my life, right?
As much as you feel you can afford is
And it's because you love me.
It's because you're fleeting.
Right, but still breathing.
Exactly, but for how
Hence
long?
our love can never be wrong.
Exactly, it's so short and curt. There's no way for me to get hurt.
Why do you let mortality scare
Why
you?
does it scare me?
Isn't such right true?
Paris, it's rare such a mortal makes my heart swoon, and it's rarer
But I
still.
thought we have the same dichotomous mind, the same yearning to know moral life, and yet your fear remains true.
Presence fails to waver or disappear until either our end or our consummation is near.
Do you love me?
Paris, why such insistence? Your authorities make me wince. Just enjoy our time. Love is, it's a mere word. It's our days together that hold the real word.
Do you love me?
Paris, why should my answer remotely matter when in no time at all I'll be left alone with my solitude for manhood, my still looks for answers?
So if we spend my time together, to me that will constitute forever.
Constitute whatever you desire.
And how would that benefit you, the goddess of beauty?
Paris, I want more time with you. That's it. Yours is finite. Mine is not. I'd prefer if you could share some of yours with me before you rot.
Why don't you want to spend my time with me?
I never said that. Well, it's your time, and for that to be my decision would be to be robbing you of the only thing your mortality has to offer.
And what's that?
A life. And a death.
Paris, were you gone long?
No,
Paris, I do
I
love
thought
you.
love was just a mere word.
I never said that.
Oh, never mind. Comparison is the thief of joy. And who am I but one of God's toys? Who am I but a mere mortal, a shadow whose flickering light is begging to be blown out? I must use my days with zeal unmatched to avoid my fate's mortal traps and embrace the existence that awaits. I must unreservedly pursue my fate.
I don't understand.
It's just boring, Aphrodite. It's short, it ends too quickly. It felt like the entire thing was rising and climaxing, almost for some beautiful crescendo. But for it to end like that?
But it was beautiful. It was filled with intensity and passion. It felt like every single word was dripping with intention and love.
Of course, you'd say that. Charm, alert, never wanting to consider anything further, never pushing yourself to consider another alternative, never getting out of your own single-minded vapidness.
Why are you attacking me so much? It was so short and devoid of depth anyway, expecting you to feel as much. But you get so worked up about it. It's so out of character for you, honestly.
I wasn't attacking you. I was just upset. You thought it was so beautiful. You thought it was magnificent and spectacular without even pondering the semblance of its meaning or intention. Because there was
Who
none.
are you to accuse me of meaning and intention? So what if I thought it was beautiful?
Children! Children, why are we yelling? I swear I could hear you from the top of Mount Olympus.
Athena was screaming at me over this
I
book.
was not screaming. Aphrodite was simply making me upset because of her abysmal judgments.
The abysmal! God forbid I read anything and I fancy it. She has to accuse her of lacking meaning and being shallow.
It is all of those
So
things.
what if it is? What is so beautiful about the depth of her shallow parts are already beautiful?
Children! Stop bickering. Now. It is beneath you. It is extraordinarily beneath you.
Sorry.
Sorry. Now, while we are already on matters of disappointment, can we please address the subject of this noble Paris? I trust this conversation will be curt and dismissive, because I have very little time for these discussions.
What's there to discuss?
What is there to discuss? I, Hera, the goddess of women and marriage, have 2 daughters who have struck up romance with a mere mortal!
It's happened before, and it'll happen again. I still don't see the harm in it.
It is beneath you. You have eternity to strike up immortal engagements, and yet you both still entertain yourselves with finite matters. There's no place for it.
It's finite. That's exactly why it's okay.
Athena, will you please talk some sense into your sister?
She fancies him too.
That's not the case. It's just that, Mom, there lies a certain intriguing, almost immortal element to his mind. Sure, he's beneath us, but if you could hear the way we converse, it's rather divine. His intellect notwithstanding, I haven't even invested too much into him for your exact fears, Mom. It's too finite, too fleeting. There's such limits to any endeavors.
Everything is finite for mortals. That hasn't stopped them, yet not ever going to stop them. The blind, their finitude. I don't see why we can't join them on their blind journey.
Because you are not blind! Because you are not blind. Thank you, Athena, for maintaining appropriate reservations. Aphrodite, you are the goddess of beauty. This boy could have the charm of Achilles or the wit that Athena attributes to him, but he is blind. Just as you have said, he is blind, and he is blind to what it means to be the goddess of beauty. You are so much more powerful than
And I realize-
You don't! You don't, because if you did, there would be no prolonged conversations, no infantile fantasies of spending his finitude with you. Aphrodite, I have slept longer than the lives of some men. Their concerns are fleeting. Their troubles immature. There's only so much time that can be spent with them.
I can't agree with you either.
Is that true?
I'm not siding with Aphrodite. And I refuse to engage in her vapid infatuation.
Calling me vapid!
But I nonetheless reject that Paris should be dismissed as a mere mortal.
He is mortal! He is mortal.
Yes? You spit that word out like it's an insult. Like there's an elegance to immortality that grants us a responsibility to maintain a pristine image of purity.
You shouldn't maintain that image because you are immortal. You should maintain it because you are my daughter.
That notwithstanding, it feels degrading to both Aphrodite and I to have our judgments so easily ridiculed.
Very well. Aphrodite, do you feel the same?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I never intended to be so condescending. You wanted to advise. I'll retract my concerns until I've gauged the situation appropriately for myself.
Thank you. Thank you.
With that, I prefer some privacy on this issue.
Yes, we'll go.
Thank you for understanding, Mom.
The mortality of sinful men must, unfortunately, be expressed again and again to teach my daughters the cruelty of fate and of the days of death that await. The sense of loss and the crushing blow of time. The terrible underworld's punishment. Crime is crime. It is a shame that such memories must occur. To keep my daughters from the chaos that would have endured. Paris, please come here and talk with me. I have an issue that requires the utmost honesty.
Yes, of course, Hera. What's the matter?
There's a certain question I'm unable to answer.
What is it?
I found this apple, and on it inscribed, "To the fairest, the most divine." And as their mother, I cannot decree whether it belongs to Athena or Aphrodite.
Are you asking for me to give the apple to one of them?
I'd hate for such a simple decision to be such a burden.
No, it's not a burden at all.
Just pass the fruit on to she whom your heart calls.
It's my heart.
Well, yes, unless there is emotion in some other part.
No.
Paris, I am the goddess of marriage and women. Aphrodite and Athena are my daughters, and you are wooing both of them. I expect sincerity and clarity, even in the confused state of your mortality.
I didn't think of it as wooing so much as mutual love. I assure you that in sincerity and lack of clarity, I am above.
Then be above it and decide. The fruit lies in your sight. I trust you will decide what is right. It's all just a short and fruity game, filled with misplaced desires and love feigned, and sad attempts to somehow bridge reality and the pitiful mortal's absurdity. Well, there's daughters seeking more, knowing they will receive less, and men knocking on tempting doors with vague inscriptions in hopes of discovering something blessed. The library is outdoors. One onto the ground, lit by the moon. My girls wake up and start their day over too. Just like the way we've been forced to get used to.
Comparison is the thief of joy. And who am I but one of God's toys? Aphrodite, what does it mean to be the fairest, the most divine?
It sounds like a silly question, such a waste time.
But what does that even mean to you? What time is there of yours to waste?
Do you think I just remain here, still in my place?
No, Aphrodite, I meant no insult or malice. But here you sit, the queen of your palace, in a timeless space with time to waste, you know?
No.
No, how?
Because of now. Because while my time is infinite, yours is not. Because in the blink of my eyes, all of this is for naught. Because while you sit there and you ponder these questions of divinity, I sit while I have my eternity.
So you think the question of who the fairest
It's an answerless question on some mortal's quiz. I'm the goddess of beauty. My aura radiates. But hubris is a trait that everyone hates. And I'm quick enough to both recognize that I'm the fairest, according to anyone with eyes, but I must cloak that with a humble disguise.
Your humility is overwhelming. Still entrenched in tales of forgotten lore?
Yes, though this one is less of a bore.
And you never tire of these volumes of plenty?
Tire of such wisdom seems rather petty.
I suppose I'll learn of such pettiness in time, but for now, Athena, let me ask you, who is the fairest, the most divine?
Paris, why must you entertain such riddles? Questions like these mean so little.
You have all of your existence to ponder questions readily. Doesn't tiring of them now seem rather petty?
I was speaking of wisdom. Contests of fairness or divinity hardly pass the threshold for being worth a debate of eternity.
No, not a debate of eternity, just a short fading one. I promise you this question won't live once more to see the sun.
I won't let the sun's light shine on it even today. It's a waste of our increasingly shorter days.
Who am I but a mere mortal? Shadow whose flickering light is begging to be blown out.
Paris, have you given our vacation any more thought? I fear that through all this deliberation some time may be lost.
No, nothing lost. It's all very much present. Do you think I should do it with you? I mean, someone like me, a mortal, a peasant, with someone like you so divine and fair too.
Paris, I've echoed myself more than the deepest cavern. And you seem to be more lost than a drunk in a tavern. Somehow standing but still stumbling over only because he can't remain sober.
How am I likened to a drunk? What did I do to be compared with someone of such low luck?
Because you refuse to listen or even see. It's this blindness of yours, your mortality. I'm asking you to throw that all away and rest with me for your remaining days.
I would love each and every one of them.
Then I won't ask you again.
I must use my days with zeal unmatched to avoid my fates. Mortal traps. Still not finished with your reading, I see.
I've always had the greatest clarity.
And now I'd like to ask for some of yours.
Clarity should be the only thing from me you've heard.
You and I are in love, or rather we fancy one another. And despite the commentary from you or your mother,
Mother,
is there another?
what did she say to you about that?
It wasn't what was said as much as
What? What if it wasn't what was said?
it was the thing which was lent. From her to me. An apple, yes.
What does this apple have to do with anything? Is it blessed?
It was intended to force upon my decision.
What has clogged your ears and clouded your vision?
With an inscription that
Say
says,
what?
to the fairest, the most divine.
Hera!
Athena, Aphrodite, I truthfully do not know what to do. I love you and I love you. And as my own life's ticking marches forward, I'm afraid I must further reserve love to be a mere thought and word, and further communicate all of my wants. But I am at a loss, and the decision is too daunting.
Paris, there is no daunting decision ahead. With Athena, you live a life of reservation and dread. I'm asking you to jump head first and headstrong into life, not worry about famine or disease or strife. Just focus on preserving all that we have. And if that makes me vapid or shallow, too bad.
I never intended to call you vapid. Only that your decision-making process is lacking, and that you too fail to even consider the mentality of parents, and equally dismiss them for Hera as a mere kid.
Look at him. Still as a statue. Less veins and artistry. He is charming, that is true. But he is restrained by his mortality.
He was never offered a chance to decide adequately. He was never presented with a choice, or thoughts, or deliberation, or input. Only the meddling affairs of a goddess who feigns the protection of her daughters without seeking out their best interests.
It seems that all your wisdom has failed to serve you well. It seems that in your infatuation with the cognition of a mortal, you have lost your own. And it seems that in simultaneously defending yourself and your sister, you have failed to recall your place in the world and on Mount Olympus. There is a reason he is frozen right now, open to receiving our pleas, but unable to act until we allow it. If you think such pleas are necessary, by all means, go ahead. I'm sure I'll be proven that he is a shallow, love-stricken mortal as all the rest. One without so much as deep a thought as most mortals, let alone a goddess.
He knows everything I wish to say. Paris, the life may be a mere affirmation. I wish to join you on its ghostly vision. See the sights in the world as your life expires. Fulfill both of our mutual desires. I want you to enjoy the life that you were given without the fear of being love-stricken. Just absent-minded, pure bliss, the thing we've had since we've started this. I suppose I'll offer to him my thoughts as well. Paris. The world is gray, dark, and light. It's this combination that never seems right. Yet instead of seeing a blind palette like so many others, you too see the colors and spectra that evade my mother. Me, you, and our dichotomous minds. Perhaps speaking of forgotten lore, despite the occasional bore, when you're the worst usage of our time.
He has had more than these mere words here to decide. Both of your relationships should suffice in entertaining him. I suppose there's nothing left to do but watch him decide.
You don't have to answer or even decide. And Athena and I both think you to be divine. The world is tumbling with dichotomies, and I'd love to share my slice of eternity.
I must embrace the existence that awaits. I must unreservedly pursue my fate.